Do you know who this is? That's Bayard Rustin, mentor of Dr. Martin Luther King and a pioneer in the civil rights movement. And oh yeah, he was gay. Let's take a look at his story. If you're interested in LGBT history, hit that subscribe button below for a lot more videos like this. Bayard Rustin was born in Pennsylvania in 1912 and was raised by his Quaker grandparents. His grandmother was involved in the NAACP and often entertained civil rights leaders in her home. Rustin's politics combined Quaker pacifism with socialism that he learned from his mentor A. Philip Randolph. During World War II, he worked for Randolph, organized several protests that landed him in jail several times. In 1953, he was arrested for homosexual acts, but he continued to live openly. In 1956, Rustin began working with the young Reverend Martin Luther King Jr., advising him on pacifism and nonviolent protest. Rustin is widely credited by historians as being the cause of nonviolence as an important tenet of Martin Luther King's movement. For example, it was Rustin who convinced Dr. King to forgo the use of protection for himself and his family by guns, including a personal handgun. Along with Dr. King, Bayard Rustin was a key organizer of the Southern Christian Leadership Conference, but in 1960 he was forced to resign from the governing board because of his sexuality. Rustin was instrumental in organizing the famous 1963 march in Washington, where Dr. King gave his "I Have a Dream" speech. Many NAACP leaders wanted to deny Rustin's involvement because of his sexuality, but Dr. King insisted. That same year, Time magazine featured Rustin and his mentor Phillips. That same year, Time magazine featured Rustin and his mentor A. Philip Randolph on their cover. For the rest of his life, he continued to work for civil rights and labor movements. However, this didn't really include advocating for gay rights until the 80s. His reasoning here gets a little bit complicated, but I'll try to break it down for you just briefly. Rustin would repeatedly reject any identity politics, including within the civil rights movement with the rise of the Black Power. He believed in the betterment of the entire society and argued that identity politics is merely segregation in another form. While Rustin certainly didn't try to hide his sexuality, he's quoted as saying, "It would be dishonest of me to present myself as one who is in the forefront of the struggle for gay rights. I fundamentally consider sexual orientation to be a private matter." Though history had tried to erase the legacy of Bayard Rustin because of his sexuality, his legacy lives on. When he died in 1987, President Ronald Reagan issued a statement honoring him. President Barack Obama awarded him the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2013. Rustin's partner of 10 years at the time of his death, Walter Nagel, accepted the award. If you're interested in LGBT history and news and personal experiences, you're in the right place. Hit that subscribe button below to join our growing community. Also, let me know in the comments below what topics you'd like to see a video about. Thanks for watching.